How we doing, guys? Dimes here, and today I'm going to be talking about the Sadio Mané situation. Sadio Mané, after losing 3-0 to Manchester City, having a bust-up with Leroy Sane. Sane having a bust-up with Mané. Very weird. Very weird, those names. I mean, it's weird. But make sure you smash the like button, comment, and subscribe, and let's talk about it. So, Sadio Mané having a bad game on the pitch, not doing too hot. Neither is Leroy Sane, and they're clashing. They're 3-0 down, 80th minute probably. They're arguing. They're obviously arguing on the pitch because both of them aren't pulling their weight. And they're arguing with each other. They're mad at each other. This is how football goes. You blame the other person. One person blames the other. A person blames the other. Nothing new in football. This happens at all levels. Pro, semi-pro, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And yeah, I don't know why this is being so blown out of proportion the way that it is. Like I said, if this was Harry Maguire, Jack Grealish, Harry Kane, you wouldn't hear about it in the media, but since it's Sadio Mané, you hear about it. Of course you do, because he's not English. He's not English, and he's not European. So basically, yeah, you're going to hear about it in the media. If it was Harry Kane, if Harry Kane had a bust up with Heung-Min Son in the locker room, you wouldn't hear about it at all. You wouldn't hear about it at all. They wouldn't even talk about it. Because I think it was in that documentary for Tottenham, Son and Lloris had a bust up in the locker room. You didn't even hear about that till like the end of the season until they released the documentary. You don't hear about this stuff. So basically, it is what it is. They just took a beef that they had on the pitch because both of them weren't pulling their weight, and they took it back into the locker room. Hands were thrown. Nothing new under the sun. I don't know why it's being so blown out of proportion. And it's the words that these news, Sky Sports, they use these words and these exaggerated words to make it sound like it's something like detrimental. And it's really not. It's just being blown out of proportion. But, I mean, Sadio Mané having a bust up, that's nothing new. I mean, they're down 3-0. They're mad. They're losing. They're getting destroyed, dispatched. I would be mad too. And apparently Sane had a busted up lip. So, yeah, honestly, nothing new. I mean, people fight all the time. People act like on Twitter. If you went on Twitter and you didn't know what Twitter was, you would think a lot of people on Twitter had sense and they were saints. The majority of the people on Twitter are retarded. Like, for real. I'm serious. I've never seen a more dumbed down website than Twitter. Twitter is bad. It's bad. Yeah, it's just what it is. But Sadio Mané, good footballer, you know. I saw some people on Twitter giving him the shame, all this stuff. He's a disgrace to his country, all this stuff. He's in shambles, all this stuff. He's not who he says he is. All these footballers are not who they say they are. They're human beings at the end of the day. People put these footballers on like a pedestal like they're supposed to be gods or something. These are human beings with money and they can play football. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. They just have money and they play football professionally. That's it. But at the end of the day, they're human beings. Nothing changes. They still have their things. They still have their mood swings. They still have their stuff going on in their personal life with their family, friends, loved ones. All this stuff plays a factor into this. Football is just one little section of their life, but you have the other sections. They could have had a death in the family. Any of this stuff messes, because, right, let's say somebody in a professional footballer's family passes away, right? They can't take days off like that, especially if they're a top star. Like, if they're a top star like a Harry Kane, Mané, Salah, they can't take days off. You can't do that, because they're going to be like, why is he taking days off? Why is he taking days off? They don't care. If let's say somebody's family member passed away tomorrow, they wouldn't care. A lot of people wouldn't care. They'd be like, why is he not playing? We need him out on the field. We don't care about that. People don't think about the mental side. It's always about the physical side, but the mental side is where you win and lose. In your mind. If you're losing in your mind, you're going to lose physically. 100%. And that's just how it goes. But I'm going to let y'all listen to this Sky Sports reporter talk about this. Let me see. Where is it at? Because, yeah, I mean, the way he's, like, going on about it and stuff, it's just like, it's almost like taboo. It's like taboo. It's ridiculous, man. Here we go. I got the video right here. Let me go to that. Yeah.
Champions League, but how he'd love a performance that Manchester City put in against Bayern Munich last night in the Champions League. But some little bit of extra news from that game. You might have seen it being reported earlier today concerning the story between Sadio Mané and
no
Leroy
copyright.
Sane, and that is that the Mané punched Leroy Sane in the face after that defeat for Bayern Munich yesterday. Sky Germany at the moment reporting that Sané's lip was bleeding after the altercation. The players needed to be separated by their fellow teammates in the dressing room. You might remember, if you saw the pictures last night, that you were seeing arguing in the latter stages of the match last night. City beating the German champions 3-0 at the Etihad with an emphatic performance. After landing back in Munich, Mané was picking up privately from the airport. Sane took the team bus. Bayern Munich at the moment have chosen not to comment on the incident, but Sky Germany this evening reporting that Sané's lip was bleeding after an altercation between the two players, and they had to be separated by their fellow teammates in the dressing room at the Etihad.
He said that twice with the lip bleeding thing. How do we know they got into a fight? They have no pictures in the dressing room. They have nothing, no cameras, no nothing. So basically, it's just talking. That's it. What? Because they were arguing on the pitch and Sané's mouth was bleeding? He could have felt anything. We don't know. This is what I'm saying, man. You can't listen to the media and the news because they'll blow something out of proportion. It sounds like he committed a felony. It sounds ridiculous. It sounds absolutely ridiculous, man. The way they word it in the media is ridiculous. They word things in the media to make it sound worse than it is. I'm pretty sure they're good now. Today, they're probably fine. I mean, yeah, they got to play with each other. They got to play. They got to play next week or whenever. This weekend, it doesn't matter. They're on the same team. It doesn't matter. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's just basically higher levels of working. That's it. Just like having coworkers. They're just teammates on a team. It's just like having coworkers at your job and they get into a fight. It's just on a higher scale. So the rhetoric is worse. But it's pretty much the same thing. Getting the bus up with your coworker. That's it. Just dealing with more money, more fame, more camera time, all that stuff. So the Mané thing's being blown out of proportion. And once again, if it was Harry Kane, Jack Grealish, any of those guys, it would not be in the mainstream media. They wouldn't really be talking about it like this. They wouldn't be using these extravagant words. They wouldn't be repeating the same thing twice. They wouldn't do that. It probably wouldn't even make the news because they wouldn't even interest in that at all. They wouldn't type up a story about that. But see, since they see the Senegalese player getting in the bus up with this German black mixed player or whatever, it's just like, oh, the world's coming to an end now. I mean, really? Come on, people. I know things are dead right now in football. It's dead right now. Nothing's happening. Chelsea getting dropped off today. Nothing new. Should have let Graham Potter die. But by them bringing in Frank Lampard, that's opened up new doors right there. So, yeah. It is what it is, man. That Sadio Mané thing, nothing new. And they just got a new manager in Thomas Tuchel. You think that's not playing a factor? They just sacked Nagelsmann. Or whatever. That was their old manager. And they just brought in this new motherfucker. Man, they could have been cool with Nagelsmann in there. And all of a sudden, they just bring in this Tuchel motherfucker. You just bring in some new... That's like... going from your cool boss or whatever, you have your cool boss or whatever, then they fire him and bring in some dumbass, man. You can be like, yeah, see, it's ruptured the whole workspace or the whole dressing room. That could play a factor as well. And then they're getting dropped off 3-0. So, let me know down below in the comment section what you guys think. That's what I think. It's me, but I'm just you guys. Sadio Mané, Leroy Sane. It is what it is. I'm out. Peace.